All right, welcome out to another episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. This will be episode 103, and this evening we're going to be talking softball, all-star softball. I've got the three coaches from our Rockport-Fulton juniors all-stars softball team. The juniors won their district title. They're back-to-back district champs, I believe, and so they're heading to sectionals. And this week they'll be playing a game. Later this week they'll take on the winner of Hallettsville, Port Lavaca. And on the screen I've got the coaches. I've got Domingo Gonzalez. Mingo, how you doing this evening?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right. Thank you for coming out, spending some time with me. I'll keep you guys about 20 minutes because I know you got practice. I know some of you guys are going to work. On the top of the screen, we've got the other coach, Kevin Stroud. Kevin, how you doing this evening?
Doing well, Gabe. Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. And then I know him as Deacon Danny. But the other coach that we got is Deacon Danny. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for coming and spending some time. I know you guys are really busy right now. Got a lot of stuff going on. You guys got a big game coming up. Sectionals, traveling all the way, I think, to Port Lavaca. You'll play the winner of Hallettsville, Port Lavaca. So I had just a few questions. So if you guys are ready, we'll get started. The first one, anyone you guys can take it. How did you guys, well, actually, I'll ask you, Mingo, how did you guys become the coaches? How does that work? The coaches for these junior all-stars? How does that work?
So Kevin is the manager, so he pretty much picked us, and he may know more about this question than I do, honestly.
Okay, then let's go to Kevin. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Kevin, you want to answer that question?
Oh, yes, sir. So, with this all-star round, the way it worked, we only had one junior team here out of Rockport this year. We didn't have enough sign up to create two different teams. So that left, of course, I had approached Danny late fall going into the winter season. Our daughters played ball together with select teams, and they've known each other. They're both going to be upcoming freshmen this next school year. And my daughter really wanted to play if we could get Trish to play. And so I hit Trish and Danny up, and then we got them to sign up and play Little League ball. And then Dom, kind of the add-in, his little sister's on the team, and Dom and I have a pretty good coaching chemistry, and I thought it'd be a good match. And so with us being the only team here out of Rockport, it left us as the remaining coaches to move forward, moving on with the all-star group.
Well, that's great. Here on the Pirates Cove, we follow the softball team. I've said for a couple of years now that Rockport's got a great softball team. I've been following them now. This is my third year, and I've seen a lot of talent. And I see the younger groups too, the middle school, and what we got coming up. I know we have another group of girls that I think it's the majors that are also moving on to sectional. So softball for the foreseeable future looks really good here in Rockport. We got a lot of talent. Here. There's a good following here for softball. I'll ask Kevin, I'll stick with you, and I'll ask you, how did you get involved in softball? I mean, is this your first year coaching, or how did you become involved in coaching softball?
I've helped. I've never been as far as a head coach or manager of any of the teams until this year, but I've helped out for, I don't know, the last 6-7 years with my daughter. Again, she's going to be a freshman. And been around a lot of softball. Of course, I followed the high school girls, and I know a lot more about baseball than I do softball. But I've been helping out ever since my daughter was old enough to pick up a ball and a bat. Been helping with baseball when my son was playing, but he decided not to play this year too. So, she really she hit me hard in the fall and said, "Dad, I really want to play, and I want you to be the head coach." So she said, "It'll probably be the last time I ever get to play for you." And, she pulled on Daddy's heart a little bit. So I bit that bullet, and I'm really excited. I enjoy it, and I love working with these kids.
Yeah, as a dad, I have a daughter. It doesn't take very much for them to pull. It just takes a little bit, man. And they got your heart, and you're out there. But you guys, if I may say, Kevin, you guys are doing one heck of a job. I mean, you won district, and you're heading over to sectionals, and we'll see, what happens there. And if you win there, then you continue to move on. So it's a great time for a dad to be able to get, be there during the summer and coach your daughters and help them grow. If you have a daughter on this team, Deacon Danny, I'll go to you next. How did you get involved? I know you got a daughter. I've seen her play a few years now in softball, so I know she's been playing softball for Rockport. But just kind of tell me, how did you get involved?
Well, we started out with Little League. Trisha's been playing since T-ball, and one year after the Little League season was over, she's like, I don't want to stop playing. And so we got into the select world. It's about 2017. She joined a select team. Well, she started pitching at fall ball in Portland. They asked who wants to be a pitcher, and she was one to raise her hand, and that began our pitching career. Um, I'm not so much. I don't consider myself so much a coach as a bucket dad. Learned a lot about pitching in that way. What to do and what not to do, and just have picked up quite a bit helping out with team practices here and there. So I'm more on the I'm know more about the pitching side of things. I think not that I know that much, but I do what I can to help out with the team and keep the girls motivated, and my pitcher especially. So she's been doing good, and she still loves to do it. And as long as she loves to pitch, we're gonna pitch. So,
Well,
and as long as she wants to play ball, she's gonna play ball.
well, I hope she continues to play. I've seen her about a year or two. I've seen her on the field. I've seen her pitch. She's a heck of a pitcher, and we're definitely glad to have her here in Rockport. Hopefully, she'll continue as she gets into high school, and because the talent that she has, definitely we can use. So hopefully, she'll continue to play. And I think you guys got to give yourself a pat in the back. I know most coaches they don't. Most coaches that I bring up here, they don't give themselves props. They don't. They give it all to the kids. But every time I get an opportunity to bring coaches on, I want the community of Rockport to know, especially on the youth part, because I believe, guys, that's where it starts. It doesn't start in high school. It starts at the level that you guys are coaching football or softball. And if we're doing a good job there, by the time you get to middle school and high school, we'll be doing some good things up there. Dom, I'll ask you. I know you've got your sister. I know Elise very well. I know she's been playing since she was a kid. She was on that district team last year. Is that how you got involved, or was there something else that got you involved in coaching softball?
So yes and no. So me and Stroud, like he said, we got a pretty good connection and we mesh well with our coaching styles. And then he asked me if I wanted to help him out, and I jumped on that opportunity fast, because my little sister, I wanted to at least coach her one time before she gets to high school ball, like just straight high school and there and beyond, and no more little league. So I jumped on that opportunity because that's my little girl right there. I mean, and it's been fun to be able to be by her and go and win district with her and go and have an undefeated season with her. It's been real fun, and I cherish these moments and stuff, and as I got older, I don't really hang out with them as much. I got my own family, so it's been real cool to sit here and be able to coach my sister and just these girls in general. It's been a fun season, and that's pretty much what brought me to the point to where I was like, yeah, I want to coach, was my little sister and knowing that I was going to be coaching beside Kevin. So
Yeah, guys, that's great. And I know at least when she's come on the car, I think if I remember, I don't have my notes with me. I think they told me it was at least the Beast. I think is what her name was. I'm not sure, but that's what I think I was told. Yeah, that's what I was told by a coach last year. I think I'm gonna have to look back at my notes. Hopefully, I remember correctly. But guys, I mean, I just thank you for what you do. It's all volunteer, right? So Rockport definitely appreciates the coaches that go out there and volunteer their time to help our athletes continue to get better and grow, so that when we see them on Tuesdays and Friday night in high school, the success that they have, you guys are playing a part in that success that we see on Tuesdays and Fridays when they're up there in high school. So thank you for all that you do for the athletes here at Rockport. I'll ask the next question. I don't know if Danny wants to take it, or Dom, or Kevin. Just kind of name the roster. How many girls are on the team? If you can give me the name and the position that they play.
Let's see. We got Kevin. You wanna give it a whirl? I'll help you fill in the blanks.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna go around the field like I do when I'm filling out the roster.
Yeah.
So on the rubber, we got Trisha Boehm, and I'll tell you, she's, Danny mentioned it earlier, and it's not a dad gloating on his child. She has really done a phenomenal job so far this year. We got Natalie Kelly. She's behind the plate, as well as my daughter actually steps in some and plays catcher, Kayla Stroud. But Natalie is our catcher. On first base, we got Emma Martinez. Second base, it's Ariana Castaneda. And going into the All-Star deal, we had a pickup. We had a girl that's of age, and I don't know how, but she got passed over. But we saw an opportunity to take some of the best to represent this Rockport team, and moved a little girl up, Jocelyn Martinez. And believe it or not, the district round, I know you're going to get to that here in a minute. Me and Kayla actually missed some of the district round, and that was a big reason Jocelyn was picked up. She stepped in and played shortstop because Kayla plays shortstop as well. Third base is Elise Gonzalez, and I tell you, she's about as solid as they come on third base. Left field, we've had Kiana Simmons playing out there, a lot of speed, and she's got a great glove and one heck of an arm. Center field is Hunter Duplashane, and talk about speed, Gabe. That girl is lightning fast. She is so quick and covers the field really well. And right field, we've had a rotation again. We've moved Jocelyn up to help with shortstop. My daughter, by nature, is more of an outfielder. When she plays select ball, that's all she plays. So she's played right. My daughter, Kayla, has played in right field. We've also had Kelsey Cameron, Kayleen, and I don't want to mess her last name up, but it's Cruz Matheny, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. And Kayleen, I believe, second-year player, Gabe, and I'll tell you, and I've mentioned it to her, so I'm not going to say anything on this podcast that would embarrass her. That kid has certainly surprised the heck out of me. When we started this season, she couldn't track a fly ball to save her life, and she has made so much progress. And you see her tracking balls 100 feet and running it down and making a catch in foul territory. I mean, it's been impressive watching her do and progress as the years went on. And when she's not in the starting lineup, she's one of our extra hitters. And we've also got Bella Diaz de Leon, and she's an extra hitter, and she fills in at third base, rotates in at third base and first base. So, Danny, I think I've covered our roster.
You got everybody.
All right. You know, it's always good to hear. Last year when I had Steve Cantu, he mentioned, I think it was Hunter. I could be wrong, but he mentioned there was a kid that he said was very impressive, had learned a lot at the start, a little bit of a struggle, right? But as the season went on, got a lot better, right? And it's always good to hear those stories when kids, because I think that builds confidence, not only on the softball field, but it builds confidence in our girls and our athletes that they can go out and accomplish anything. Sports plays such a big part. That's why I always want to bring coaches on when I get the opportunity, because you guys play such a big part, especially when they're this young, still trying to develop. So it's good to hear. The girls, I know Emma, she was on there last year. Elise, I remember Hunter, I think. So there are a couple of girls that I had on the podcast when I interviewed them last year. So it's great to hear that some of those girls are back and some of these new girls. Real quick, Danny, so Trish is a freshman coming up this year, correct?
Yep, she'll be a freshman this year, and is excited to play wherever she can play in high school. So she's been enjoying her middle school, playing in the middle school, but she's been waiting to get a shot at high school. So we're excited to see what happens this year.
Wow. Okay. And Kevin, Kayla, your daughter, I believe I got her name right, Kayla, she's going to be a freshman as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I know Elise. Wow, that's great. So we've got a lot of talent coming up. That's great to hear. Can't wait to see these girls play at the high school level this upcoming school year. So Dom, I'll go to you. So that you guys in the district round, you district champs. So congratulations to you guys, to the girls as well. 29, I think, with Texas East district champs. We're back-to-back district champs. Bring another flag over to Rockport. That's always nice. So congratulations, coaches, on becoming district champs once again here in Rockport. I think you guys told me you played 3 games. Dom, if we can go to the first game, who did you guys play? And just give me a little recap of that game.
We played Ingleside in the first game, and it's always a well-fought battle between Ingleside and Rockport, and it's always fun as well. So it was a pretty good game. What was the score, Danny? Was it 19-2?
I think 19-1, 19-2. I think I'd have to look it up.
Our girls' bats came alive they just came alive. Once All-Stars started, there was no turning back. And the score pretty much shows how the game went. And it was fun for our girls. Our pitching was on point. I think there was a point in the game where Trish, in the first 2 innings, had only thrown 9 pitches, and we're walking into the third inning. And it was we started off with a bang. And then game 2 was against Sinton. See, that's whenever Kevin had to leave, and we had to put Jocelyn there, and she did not disappoint against Sinton in the second one. She had one where there was bases loaded, and she hit it right over the shortstop and brought in 2 runs, I believe is what it was. And that's the girl that we moved up from majors, and she was pretty good. And we had Elise and Emma do their thing. Same thing as last season. Pretty much the end of the game, it was third base to first base, and it was pretty good. But Sinton was a tough match, and we ended up having to play Sinton for a third time. Well, how many times this season we played? About 3.
Twice. Well, for district, we played them twice.
Yeah. So at the district term, we had to play them in the championship, and that was probably our toughest game to date. And I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was 0-0 all the way till the 6th inning.
Wow.
0-0 all the way.
And what was the final score there?
1-0.
It was 1-0.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you this, guys. What was that, Dom?
The game ended on a pickle.
Wow. Well, I tell you, in the time I've seen these girls, this is how it is if Rockport and Sinton stay in the district like they have. These are the kind of games that you see. It's a back and forth. They win one, we win one, they win one. That's the way it's been the last 3 years. Some of the best games I've seen in softball have been with Sinton. Ingleside's been another one. It's a dogfight from the beginning to the end. And sometimes Sinton gets those wins, sometimes Rockport. So these girls are already starting before they get the high score, right? It's always a good battle. And I love going down. I don't like losing to them, right? But sometimes it's always a lot of fun when you see them. So you guys ended up going undefeated in district, correct?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So Kevin, I'll go to you. So now you go to sectionals. It's a little tougher as you move up to the next round. It's always tough. The competition is always a little tougher. So I don't know much about Port Lavaca and Hallettsville, but I know Hallettsville is always tough every time we play them. So Kevin, I'll ask you your thoughts on sectionals. If you know anything about Port Lavaca or Hallettsville, or just the preparation for the girls, how are they preparing to get ready to go to sectionals?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about either one of the teams, other than I know that the Hallettsville group is a group that was, it's a newer junior team, so it's a younger junior division team. But I know that in the major division last year they did really well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, Hallettsville has been tough. I don't know, in some previous years when we did Little League, Hallettsville was the team that knocked us out. So I'm expecting them to be a real tough match. As far as Port Lavaca goes, I don't know. I know as far as like with our middle school ball season, watching when we played Calhoun, I believe we split with them during the regular season. We played them once during a tournament, and I think we actually beat them pretty handily during our tournament, but then lost a close one at home against them a little later in the season. I know that as far as if they've got any freshmen, our freshmen, girls from high school took care of business, and I don't think that it was much of a game. Of course, I'm sure some of the more solid players are playing varsity. I don't know if any of those kids are saying playing Little League or if the eligibility, I don't know. But I do anticipate it being a tough round all the way through. I know my plan for our girls is to come out and execute. I truly believe we have a very talented young group, and if we come out and play softball the way that the game's supposed to be played, we're going to be a really tough team to contend with. And there's a legitimate shot for us to go through there and sweep this sectional round if we come out and execute and play solid softball. You look at our district round. I know that last game it was 1-0. We were missing one of our, and it was my daughter Kayla, but and I'm not gloating on her. You look at the stats when we play Ingleside. She had 6 RBIs and scored 2 runs herself during that game. And so we come out and we play Sinton in the second round of that, win 8-2, and then come out in the finals and beat them 1-0. And between the 3 games, Gabe, I think we scored 38 runs.
Yeah.
So we're like we we intend, like, we have a strong lineup. Our girls, if our bats get on fire, like they're going to. I'm not sure what Hallettsville or Port Lavaca may have for some pitching, but I know that we've got a pretty solid pitcher. Going to do a lot of live pitching as we're going into this, getting our girls. I mean, getting them where they're hitting off one of the better pitchers in this age division. You know, Tricia brings a lot to this team on that mound, and she's tough. I'm not sure what her stats are for the year, but I know she has a lot of strikeouts. It wouldn't surprise me if she had over 100 in the 15 games we've played.
No, yeah, that's great. And I'll ask you this: if you guys, because I know y'all keep stats, if you guys, I'll Kevin, I'll send you my my email. If you guys could after the game, send me the stats. When pitchers or hitters, when they do really good, I like to post it up on our Parts Cove Sports Network. That's what we want to do. We definitely want to bring the coaches, and we want to be able to let the community know what you guys are doing, but also the kids, our athletes. If they're doing good, if they have a great game, we want to post those stats up on. I'm never big, if they don't have a great game, I just don't post anything. You know what I'm saying? But if they do really well, like if Trisha gets 10, 12 shots, we definitely want to put that out there. It's good for the kids to see it, but it's great for the community to know the type of athletes that we've got at this level and what the future looks like. So anytime we can show anything, hitting, running, stealing, whatever it happens, I look at those stats. Anything that I can highlight, I highlight. I definitely love to put it on the Parts Cove Sports Network to let the community know of the athlete. Because these kids, they put in a lot of work. They're out there in the hot during the summertime. I mean, they're out there playing. Whatever kind of exposure we can give our athletes, we definitely want to do it here on the Parts Cove. How's practice been going? How's the Kevin? I'll ask you, how's the I guess the mood? How the girls, are they excited? Are they nervous? Are they excited and nervous? I mean, some of these girls probably the first time they're going to sectionals. What's the vibe out there?
Well, I'll be honest, Gabe. That's still like leading into district. I can tell you that the girls were pumped. We had a scrimmage and we looked a little sloppy in our little scrimmage. We'd scrimmaged the select team, and the girls came out with a different attitude after that. And we wound up scrimmaging another select team going into the district round, and girls played completely different, and we handled that team fairly well. But then, Dom mentioned earlier, I left. I've been actually out of the country for the last 8 days. Me and Kayla and my family got back into town Saturday, so we're picking things back up today. So Dom and Danny would be better off telling you kind of what their vibe has been, because I'm just getting back in. I hated missing, but it was something we had planned back in October of last year, and it was a tough call, but we weren't gonna lose that money.
No,
honestly.
No, I definitely understand. Well, I'm glad you're back. You're just in time to get a couple of practices in before the game, guys. Give me a second. Give me you're just back in time just to get going. So Kevin, your game is scheduled on Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday at 7 p.m.
Okay, Thursday at 7
Thursday.
in Port Lavaca, and you'll play the winner of Port Lavaca. When do they play? Do they play on Wednesday?
They play on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
All right. So are you Pirate fans? If you want to take that drive out to Port Lavaca, go out there 7:00. Do they play at the high school? Do you guys know? Where do they play at? Is it a park or is it the high school?
It's at their Little League Park, Gabe, and I'll be happy to shoot you that address, because I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'll be happy to shoot that over to you if you want to put it out there.
Definitely. And I'll post it up there. But if you guys want to go out there, cheer our junior all-stars. They're going to sectionals. As you heard the coaches here, a lot of talent on that team. Some of those girls were district champs last year. They're returning back. So you guys definitely have the experience. Some of the girls on this team were there last year and they won the sectionals. But you heard the coaches here. This team is loaded, good pitching. They got some speed. High IQ, girls that can hit. So it seems like the Lady Pirates, Rockport Lady Pirates, have everything they need to take on these teams, get past sectionals, and hopefully we'll be talking to the coaches again, and we were talking about going into the third round. Guys, thank you very much. I know you guys are busy, got a lot of things to do. I'll leave you with this. Kevin, I'll start with you. Any final thoughts before we call it a night?
Biggest thing, you've already told girls it's the future of Rockport softball. And these girls, I'll tell you this, they're committed. Their IQ is getting there. It's not where I want it to be, but I promise you it's getting there. And these girls are playing some solid softball. It's exciting to watch. It's fun to be a part of, and it's fun watching them grow and learn as student athletes in this community. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Danny, any final thoughts?
Yeah, it's been great watching this team really come together. The girls they function as a unit now. Everybody is trusting everybody. You can see the trust on the field so much more, and they're hustling at practice and they're getting it done. And if we keep a positive attitude and keep our strengths with us, I think we can go pretty far. I'm super excited. I know they all are.
So it's the community of Rockport. We're all backing you guys up, man. Coach Dom, final thoughts?
Yeah, it's just been an exciting season, and I'm excited to see what we get going and what we can do at sectionals. And I'm proud of these girls, and I feel like we can get it done. So it's going to start with these last two practices today and tomorrow, and we're off and we're ready to go.
Absolutely. And guys, once again, thank you for spending some time with me here on the Pirates Cove. Good luck. Like I said, my plans right now are to be there on Thursday, take a drive out to Port Lavaca and live stream this game for the people that can't make it. I know it's double elimination, so these are going to be some tough teams. Once you get to sectionals and beyond, it gets tough. You're playing some tough teams, but if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? And so good luck to you guys. Thank you for everything that you do, Dom, Danny, Kevin. Thank you for spending time with our athletes. You guys, I know you'll never pat yourself on the back for the work that you do, but I'll do it here for you guys. The community of Rockport really appreciates everything you do. We need more coaches, and from what I've seen the last year or two in all sports, football, as I spent time out there with the youth, we've got some great dads, we've got some great coaches that come out. I see a lot of them working with our kids, and that's going to benefit us as they move into middle school and high school. So once again, thank you for joining me here on the podcast. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Good luck. Let's get that win either against Port Lavaca or Hallettsville. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see.
Have a great practice, guys.
Is that live over?